If you're a working mother or mother-to-be who would like to strike a balance between caring for your family and succeeding in business, welcome to Mother Industrialist Live Show, where we talk about entrepreneurship, parenting, and life. Kenneth Choo, the show host, brings in a different guest every episode to share how to perfectly balance parenting and work. Today, more than ever, you can choose to live life on your own terms, to craft a future for yourself and your family that is emotionally and financially rewarding. So sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi everyone, welcome to episode 46 of Mother Industrialist Live Show, where we talk about entrepreneurship, parenting, and life. I'm the host, Kenneth, and I'm also the author of Mother Industrialist. So this is my book. In my book, I've interviewed 15 mompreneurs I personally know in the past 10 years, and I've featured their stories, their inspiring stories, to share with mothers that there's always a better way out, and also it's possible for them to pursue their passion and even to step into entrepreneurship and start their business. And in the book itself, I've shared with the readers of the mummies or whoever is reading the book, the three P's, the three pillars I call it, which is passion, purpose, and profit. And with these three P's, you are able to kickstart with your business. And at the same time, if you want to grab a copy of my book, you can, let me see where it's, okay, this side. Okay, so you can grab a copy of my book by going to this link, which is bit.ly/Mother Industrialist link. So it's over here. Okay, so today is not really about me. Today I have this really awesome guest that I've met her for. We just talked about it. We just know each other for about a year. When I first knew her is through my publisher, because I was invited to Kuala Lumpur for a talk, and for me to promote my book, for me to share about my authorship, how I started the whole publishing my own book, publishing Mother Industrialist. So I met this really awesome lady. She was a project coordinator, and I really like the things that she do, and we started to know each other, but we do not have any work related stuff together. But all I know that she's a very, very nice lady, because I was alone there, and I'm trying to find someone to take photo of me speaking and all that stuff. But she's so sweet. She took photos of me on stage where I was introducing myself, promoting my book, and even when I was at my booth. So I'm so touched to have her for her care. She's such a caring person, really helpful. We kind of really get along. And after that, we connected through Facebook. And never did I realize that she's such a capable lady. And she's just started her business, and I'm so proud of her. She's what I call mompreneur, and she's a project manager, she's a mompreneur, and she's a mother of a 9-year-old daughter. So without further ado, let us welcome Rhea. Hi, Rhea.
Hi, Kenneth. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good morning from the Philippines.
Wow, welcome. Thanks for making time and for accepting my invitation. Although you're like kind of like, oh, should I not? But I find that it's really interesting because currently Rhea is helping me as a virtual assistant, and she's really capable. She's like a multitasker, or you can call her mommy octopus. She can do a lot of things, and she has a lot of things on her plate, but she still can help me to manage a lot of my tasks, which I'm like so impressed, so grateful at the same time. So yeah, so a lot about you. I'm really excited to bring Rhea, and to this topic we're going to talk about is how important it is for a mom to work from home. So like I mentioned before, there's a tradition in the show that every guest get to post a question of the day out to the audience and also to the next guest. So Rhea, are you ready to answer the question of the day posted by the previous guest before we can officially kickstart with the show?
All right.
Okay, so the question of the day posted by the previous guest is, what is your greatest challenge and what is your greatest win? Okay, got it. So I repeat again. The question of the day posted by the previous guest is, what is your greatest challenge and what is your greatest win? So spend some time to think about it while I'll go on to Facebook Live to see if we are live successfully and
Mm-hmm.
if our audio are good to go, and maybe we can welcome some of the guests that's coming on and tuning live with us now. So spend some time to think about it. I'll come back to you, okay?
All right.
Okay, so let me see. Okay, I hear myself. Good. Yeah, I see people coming in, tuning in. Okay, hearing myself. Now waiting for yours. Okay. Okay, Ken, I can hear you loud and clear. And so, Rhea, are you ready with your answer to the question of the day?
Yes, yes.
Okay, share it with us.
Yeah, so my greatest challenge as a mom is because I work from home. I I work for my tasks as for my job, and I work as well as a mom at the same time. So I do the dishes, I do the house chores, and sometimes there are times that you're into your job and then someone will, hey mom, excuse me. So for now, that's just my greatest challenge. And y- you're just so busy with the lots of job, but you need to, of course, get to be a mom at the same time. But
Yeah.
that's very, very fulfilling. So I think that's my greatest win as well. Like I get to get my jobs done at home for my profession, and I get my job done as a mom.
Wow.
No,
And,
yeah.
and that totally resonate with our topic of the day, which is how important
Yes,
it is for a mom to work from home, and that question of the day just sing with it. Yeah, just move with it.
it
So
is.
now we can officially kickstart with the show. Yeah. So
All right.
maybe I'm seeing some people coming online. Maybe you can do a maybe say hi to them and thanks them for coming and tuning in.
Yes, hi everyone. Thanks for viewing us. Thanks for checking in with us. And I know you will be very, very happy with the topic, especially the moms watching with us, Kenneth. And I admire Kenneth as well for he writes the book, about moms, and he's a dad. So that's one thing I admire as well. Him being the author of his book.
Yeah, and talk about me being a dad. It just like I just came to know, like before interviewing you, I just came to know that our daughters are of the same age, which is 9 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like things just connect. People just we both of us just connected with each other, and you start your business, which I'm very very proud. And I've been wondering how you do that. So maybe you can do a short introduction of yourself. What were you doing prior to you starting your business, or even before you step into an online world, being an online freelancer, and
Mhm.
also at the same time, what why is it important for you to work from home, especially as a mom? Yeah.
Yes. All right. Thanks for that great question, Kenneth. So I'd like to share my journey as a mompreneur and an online home-based job mom as of this moment. So um, basically, I before I had my daughter, I worked as a chemist to the
Mm.
manufacturing companies. So you work 24 hours because they're in manufacturing companies,
Mm.
and when I had her, I had to shift my career because I cannot work full time in the manufacturing companies. I should be leaving at home at 5 a.m. and then get back to home almost midnight. So I won't be able to see her, and
Mm.
especially, her growing up. So after a year after giving birth to her, I decided to pursue my career as an educator. So
Mm.
I tried to be a teacher for high school and college students way back 2010, I think, and
Wow.
up to 2014.
Mm.
So because you can just skip from school anytime, and in emergency cases, she was still 1 year old. if she needs something, she will get sick. I will be there anytime. So,
Mm.
and then after 3 years, I think I need to take up the my master's of chemistry
Mm.
to because I am a college educator, and
Mm.
it's needed here that you have a master's degree
Yeah.
of your profession. So I started venturing on that degree. Not until I found this online job,
Mm.
and I found that it has way better salary than what I will be getting from the education company. Though
Wow.
I know it's my passion as well to teach, but I have to think as well the welfare of my kid. Like uh, it's getting, I think, times two at that
Mm.
time of what I will be getting from being an educator.
Mm.
So I had to leave. So I stopped taking a master's degree because where will I put it stud if I start working online?
Mm.
So from 2014 up to this moment, I work full time at home, working online, and it's very very impressive for me because I get to have my business as well, which I
Mm.
just started March this year.
Wow. So it's pretty amazing. Is like current like you were from the chemist background, and you almost got into. Can I say that you almost got into the education as an educator, or you already been doing
I
educator?
already did. I was a
Okay.
teacher. So if you see my Facebook line, there will be someone calling me as mom.
Is it? Oh,
Yes,
okay. You were saying that you were doing as educator. Then after that, because you want to maybe to step up in your career as an educator, you need to have the master degree, which you
yes.
did have that master degree. Did you finish that master degree?
I wasn't
Or
able to finish my
okay,
master's
because the
degree.
online came along.
Yes,
Okay. And you realize that even continue as an educator, you are not getting as much than what is offered for you online, right?
precisely.
And how do you feel at that moment? It's like, wait, is it like too good to be true? Like working online and you're getting paid much more, like you were saying, is it like double of what you're being paid as an educator?
Yes, you will be getting the same salary of a starting when you started online
Mm,
jobs when
mm,
you work with the government here.
mm,
But if you work with the private firms or
mm.
companies, you will be getting lower than what the government can pay you. And I think
Yeah.
that's the same with you there in Singapore.
Mm, mm,
And so when I started, someone asked me to get in this job, start online. I was like, will it be very hard for me because I don't have any experiences
correct.
doing online? No, this will just be very easy than you doing the you know the laboratory as a chemist, and you studying about chemistry. That's harder than
Mm,
you working online. I was like, okay, let's give it a try. And then I found it very interesting because it's the education still there. You
mm,
learn more, you learn a lot as well, even if it's not chemistry, but
mm,
there's still education there. And up until now, I still, educate myself with what's happening with the online world. And
mm.
I think I'll just have to adopt with these online jobs that we have working online, because I think that's where we will go.
Mm.
Technology.
Yeah, that's where you see the future of jobs, even like online jobs getting more and more popular, and getting more, there's
Mm-mm.
more and more demand on that. And and it's really interesting that like for you, like being a chemist, like in Singapore, being a chemist is a wow, it's like one of the wow thing in as a profession, because it's like more like a scientist, like in lab, you
Yes.
wearing the white robe, and it's kind of like someone like most of us will be aspired to be a chemist, and for you to even go to take a master, is it makes a lot of sense. Like normal people, Like normally people who are in this profession, they will want to have more education so that it will help them in the career. But it is amazing that when online comes along and it can be on
Mm.
par or even better. But when that struck you, were you thinking that, like, what if this online thing don't work? Does that even cross your mind that does not work, and what are you going to do next? Does that ever cross your mind?
Yes, of course. That's one of my when I started doing online jobs, that's one of my main question, like what if it won't work? Like this online job, I don't know the company, I don't know the client, and it's not even in the Philippines. So how
Mm,
will I know I will be compensated well, or I will still be working longer than expected?
mm, mm,
Whereas if I go to the companies here,
mm,
there will be, regularization, you will be well compensated and all the benefits that you have.
correct.
But, it's just a matter of trust and faith with
Mm,
what you have chosen to
mm,
go.
mm,
So if it will not that time, if that company won't work for me,
mm,
I need to go on and find another company still
mm,
online,
mm,
because I'm still thinking of my daughter, like, okay, so this is it. If I'll go back there, I won't be able to see her daytime,
mm,
or I still work on weekends,
yeah.
and if needed, you go still work on Sundays.
Mm,
So I can't take that as of that moment. Like my goal really is to have my daughter raised by me alone,
mm,
and then even if I have lots of jobs, I want just to be there for her,
mm, mm,
especially if during medical assistance,
yes.
she gets sick, and it's just, I think the mama can cure the kids. You know
you,
that,
you
right?
you just want to stick with them, and you're never out of my sight kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, so I'm starting to build for myself,
Mm,
like, okay, Rhea, you need to trust yourself, you have to have faith, because you chose this one,
mm,
and that your daughter is there. The question as well is, what if I'll go back to that company well compensated,
yeah.
true enough that I will go from here moving forwards to 50 years maybe for
Mm,
that company, but what if my daughter will be raised by someone, and you have the news that their nannies will spunk
yes.
your kid, or will not
Correct.
be, so that's my very, very much fear, rather than losing a job. So I
Mm,
stick to this job rather than losing the time I get to see my daughter every
yeah.
day.
Wow. And it's really really fascinating to hear from, like, one after another. Like today is like episode 46. I've interviewed 45 mompreneurs, and they always share this, like, they can't imagine that, like, taking care, that their child is being taken care by other people, by nannies,
Mm-hmm.
where they are not in control, and they always have that fear. But I will not say that it's a fear, because your own child, you have seen cases of children being raised up by nannies, and maybe they love the nanny more than the mom, or they are
Mm-hmm.
always sticky with the nanny, and the mom feel that, hey, is this my daughter or not? There are such cases like that, because in the early years of the child, you may not feel that, but when the child start to develop any the character,
Yes.
the personality, and when she's only start to share all her feelings, all her thoughts, whatever happened in school, with someone that is not you as a parent, then that's where
Yes.
you will felt that. And I see that, that in a lot of my friends who are so busy working, and suddenly one day they just quit their job, because they realize that the relationship between them and their children is drifting, because in the early years it's all taken care by nannies, by someone else that is
Relatives,
not
yeah.
our relatives. And they realize that the distance, because nevertheless they are still our children. There's only so much that someone can help us to take care of our children for that
Precisely.
amount of time. Ultimately, it still come back to us. And most of the time I see parents that they are not in control of the children. They shout, they ask their children stop, but the
Yes.
children will not stop. And it's because, and if you really dive into it, you realize that because the parents were not there to raise them up, why would a child listen to someone who is not there for them?
Yes.
it's the same for us. If we are not there with like we are not being brought up by our parents, we won't even listen to our parents because there's no relationship at all. So the relationship, the bonding, the rapport is all there because I feel that my mommy does not understand me more than the person or my
Mm.
caregiver. So that's why I see that a lot of families are having such issues, such problems, challenges, and it's too
Mm-hmm.
late. I would not say it's too late.
It
It's
is.
it's harder for them to rectify it or reconcile it. So that's where, like you mentioned, that you be doing it online and choosing this because of the desire to spend more time with your children and to be there. Although you are also making yourself useful, in
Mm-hmm.
because you're educated, you want to do something, you want to contribute, you want to earn a living to supplement the household expenses. You do not want maybe your
Yeah.
partner, your spouse to really take on that. So, or even your family members. That imagine you do not have a good paying job or good income. Your parents may be coming in to supplement from their
Yeah.
retirement income. So that's why that also bring me to what makes you start the online as being an online freelancer. Like I believe that there's a lot of different jobs online, or you can even start a business like an e-commerce. Why do you start with the online and as an online freelancer? Is it because that's the first thing that it was being introduced to you, or you felt that it's much suitable for you?
Actually,
Mm,
when you say you work online, the very first online jobs that we have are teaching kids.
mm,
It's tutorial online. But
mm,
when these other freelancing jobs were created and it exploited all over the internet, it was like, oh, there are other jobs like you can do even if they're office jobs, like
mm,
being being a graphic designer, being a video editor. Some companies really just need them, but you
mm,
don't expect that there are online freelancing jobs that need them, right? So,
mm,
what came into my passion lately as a project manager was that I get to see the needs of each
mm.
company, of each client,
Yeah.
and I get to help my other friends, or even if they're not just my friends,
Mm,
whoever asks for my help, I can
yeah.
help them. So that's why I want to stay at in here as well.
Mm,
And my passion is, get the moms
mm,
to get their home, to get to their home and be with their kids. And if
yeah.
even if they don't have kids, they want to be just a wife if they're a wife
Mm, yep. Yep.
to their husbands, because sometimes the husbands need as well that they should be taking care of their wives.
Mm.
So um I
What do you
want to
mean on that?
pursue.
What do you mean on the husband to take care of the wife? Maybe you can
Yeah, the
share.
husband's taking care of the wife financially, yes, but the wives should be taking care of the husband as well.
Hmm. Because it's a
Before they
family,
left the
right?
office. Yeah, when the husband arrives, they will have something on the table to eat
Hmm.
rather than where's my wife? She's still in the
Understand.
office. I'm stuck in the traffic, honey.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. I knew that because recently, one of my friend went to Philippines and she was like, "Wow, the traffic jam is really bad." And it's like 2 hours, really 4 hours. I've forgotten. Yeah, even much longer. Although Singapore is small, but when there's traffic jam, 1 hour to us is like normal. But in other countries, because I've been to Indonesia, and the traffic jam is really bad. It can be stuck there, not moving at all for 2 to 3 hours. Although it's like if let's say there's no traffic, it could be just a half an hour ride or an hour ride. But the length will increase like times two or times three when there's traffic jam. And
Y-
it always happen and it's unavoidable. Yeah, imagine going to work, spending like 2 3 hours to reach office.
yes,
Yeah, it's not really productive at all.
not you saw the traffic in Malaysia, right? It
Yes.
it's double, tripled here.
I
Like,
believe that. I have heard it, but I've not been there. But I heard a lot of friends who went there was like, oh, okay, it's worse, much worse. Yeah.
it
So
is.
yeah, and that's also the reason why you're helping this whole big group of home-based mom. that
Yeah.
you are involved in, and also as a was it like a trainer? You were a trainer for them, right?
Yes, I am
Or
one of the trainers for project management training
mm,
course. So I
mm,
help these moms who want to pursue their careers as project managers.
mm. And it's very very inspiring because as a mom, you're helping other moms, you're empowering them, and that is also the reason why you stay on being doing things online, you work from home at the same time also to help and empower other mothers to do the same as what you're doing. And and like all these like what are the challenges that you face as a online freelancers and also as a mom? What are, maybe you can share some with us?
Maybe just the struggle is online freelancing is when, Philippines has lots of typhoons. So it's just the power
Oh, okay.
outages and
Mm,
using the internet, and that's it. Technically, yes, we can't do nothing about it. Um, but salary wise, professionally wise, you're good. You're good with just doing the home based jobs.
mm,
Being a mom, I get to be in school daily.
mm,
Like, I don't have any jobs at all. I get to see, I know the updates for what
mm,
my daughter is having in school,
mm.
what needs to be paid for in school. That's it. So it's very, very, an
Fulfilling.
achievement for me.
Yeah.
It is.
I can see that because when you talk about it, you are smiling from side to side. I really really like it, and that's why it's also important, and I understand why you are so excited to talk about this topic, like how important it is for a mom to work from home. And you have just demonstrated your smile when you were talking about
Mm.
seeing be able uh, to maybe bring your daughter to school, getting updates every day. And if let's say you do not have any assignment on that day, you can always spend the whole day after school to spend time with her
Yes.
and all that, the mother and daughter time, the parent and child time, which is
Yes.
very very useful. And I believe as they grow up, like our daughters are 9 years old, the time that we can spend with them is very very crucial, because now they have their own character. They start to they start to have their own personality. They start to mold into a young teenager, and that is very
Mm-mm.
important because of the interaction and the relationship. And and you, us being there, we can share with them our values and our what are the beliefs, and also maybe to even understand what are the challenges that they're having in school. Like my daughter, she always
Yes.
have challenges on math, because every time it's really hard. Yeah, because math, you need a lot of logical thinking. You need to really imagine and all that stuff. And I'm glad that I'm there to coach her on math, because math is one of my strong subject.
Mm.
Yeah, so math and English not too bad. I still can coach on that, because nowadays the math, you need a lot of deep understanding of English, because it's being structured in that way. I do not know whether is it the same in Philippines, but in Singapore it's like that. So like you mentioned, like the challenges with is the technical part. Other than that, the rest is good, right? Because
Yes,
yeah.
precisely. It's just smooth. That's it.
Because everything is under your control, and just that things that you can't control is the weather, the technical support,
Yes.
the use of Wi-Fi. And so is it like there's always a thought that is it possible to work from home and earn a full-time income?
Very much. I'll tell you, Kenneth. So
Mm,
when I started way back 2014, I am
mm,
earning already the entry level for the government
mm,
employees here in the Philippines. Whereas if you go to the private companies, which
mm,
we can't get the government items or
mm,
slots as easy as that. And there are no lots of spaces for government to fill in, so we have to
yes.
go with the private companies, and private
Mm,
companies will just be paying you, I think, just
peanuts.
half as starting. But when I
Wow.
started online, and then I get promotion, so I
Mm,
and when the it's good because you're earning dollars even if the currency here is Philippine peso, so we're
mm,
you're just like working outside of the
yeah.
country. So it's really doubling the income.
Mm. And I realized
And
that a lot of you earn using USD. like using online because it's an international
That's it.
currency. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
So you see, if you get one USD, that's already 50
Mm.
pesos.
Mm.
So, that's times 50 already of what you have, what you're earning. So I think you can do that. And just by being if you're great
Mm.
working in the companies here
Yeah.
outside your home, then you will be greater and
Mm.
better
Yeah.
working at home, because you can have your time, your all time. You don't have
Mm.
any colleagues like, hey, can you do this? Or you don't have any colleagues talking about you and talking
Mm.
their problems in life. You can just internalize, and before you go to work,
Yeah.
you're okay, you're just yourself.
Correct. And you just mentioned something that is pretty interesting that I've just shared with a friend. He been asking because I've been working from home since like 3 years ago, and my friend be asking me, "Hey, Kenneth, are you really working?" I said, I said, I said, bro, why am I not working? Then let me ask you, what is the first thing you do when you reach your office? Oh, I open up my laptop, on my laptop, I check my emails. I said, bro, I do the same thing, but I do it at home. So I told him like that's work. Whatever you're doing in office is the exact thing I'm doing. Just that our location are different. I'm working from home. You are working in the office. That you have to take 1 hour of transportation in squeezing into the rush hour with all the crowd, and you get yourself all sweaty, smelly. And you reach
Yeah.
office, you are already exhausted because you need to clock in, clock out, and when you reach office you can't really immediately sit down. What most people will do will grab a coffee, sit down, daydream, and waiting for the time to, maybe if you start work at 9, you really officially start work at 10, because you are trying to um try to internalize, to try to keep yourself calm of all the hassle, all the traffic, all that stuff. And by then when you want to start work, your boss call you for a meeting, especially on a
Yes.
Monday. Then after that, after the meeting, you are so tired, so hungry that you went for lunch. And you went for lunch, most of them, if let's say they are at a certain level, they will go for lunch for about 1 hour, or some of them even have 2 hours of lunch. And by the time they can come back to office, their food is trying to digest, and they only officially start work at 3. And by 3, they will have their tea break. And I can tell you that's why a lot of them are doing OTs, because they are not being productive at all. What they are
Mm-mm.
doing overtime because of all these meetings, and a lot of time wasted because transportation, or because they are feeling fatigued after eating. There's a like food coma coming in. It's really interesting because that was what I've been through. It's always happened, and I find that why I have to always OT. And the funny thing is, a lot of bosses like to have a last minute meeting at about 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. And by the time they finish the meeting, you already pass your off work time, and you need to catch up with your work. And most of us off work at about 8, 9, some even 10. So it's
Mm.
really crazy. But like what you mentioned, that you can manage your time, you do not have to do all that like transportation. I find that ever since I work from home, it's pretty productive. Like within 3 to 4 hours, I've already done the things I need to do of the
Mm.
day, because there's no tea break, there's no colleagues gossiping, there's no colleagues disturbing you, there's no continuous unproductive meetings all the way. So it just make our work so efficient, and there's no distraction at all. The key thing is
Mm.
distraction, because a lot of time we want to do work, our colleague, like you mentioned, our colleague will ask, okay, now can you help me to do this, can you help me to do that? It just disrupt your whole working momentum, and
Yeah.
it's really hard. So for me back then, I was doing in sales, but it's always disrupted. But it's for us because we are always outdoor. We are not always. But whenever I'm in the office, I'm always disrupted. I can't really focus and do my things. So this is how. And but for me as a sales, I can still go out. But for people who are in office job, they can't.
Mm.
Yeah, and that is very interesting. And you just share with us that it's possible to earn a full-time income, because
Yes.
you get to choose the job, and also at the same time you are earning much more at your own convenience, and you can get the job done pretty fast. And
Yeah.
that's what I see. And what and this is something that we just discussed before we start the show, which is what are the things that a mom needs before deciding to work from home? I find that this is very, very important.
Yeah, okay. So before anything else, before you think of any technical needs like a computer, a laptop, an internet connection, you have to ask yourself if you can do it. Like, there are moms who would like to stay outside because they're stressed at home. Like, there are lots of people at home. My mom is there. My brother and sisters are there. So I just want to get out and there. But um, it's a matter of choice. Like, I have a lot of friends as well who are staying with their families, and they still get stressed. So, I told them, with the amount of salary that you have, you can, leave your home, have your own home, and
Mm,
just be independent. That's it. So your very goal to start working at home
mm,
is that you should be firm with your decision, and you should see if you will really love just, sitting down and, is this it? Like, the computer, and that's it? I'm already working? Yes, that's it. Actually, it's almost the same with the companies. You're also with your computer all day, right?
yeah,
Doing emails, sending reports. Even if you're not a call center agent, you still you're still in your computer. So it's the same as working at home, that you get to face your computer. But the best thing is, if you have headaches facing your computer whole day, you can get to, have a sleep, have a nap, which you can do in the corporate world.
yes.
Okay, like, I'll have to take my medicine, and I'll have to take a nap maybe for 10 to 15 minutes.
Mm,
So it's really your thinking and your will to adjust,
mm,
because you don't see you can just get out of your house in the evening, like, may I get to see my neighbors, like, hello, it's my day off today, it's Saturday. But during daytime, I just get to stay at home, and then I get to relax, because my work is here.
mm,
Professionally, yes, my work is here. Being a mom, my work is here, doing house chores, doing the laundry.
mm,
So it's really up to you. You really have to firm which one is important. You having friends outside distressing yourself, or you working at home getting to see, yeah, the craziness of your home, because you have your toddler, you have your kid, and you're working. The question is, can I do it? That's the question, because I have
yeah.
a 3-year old, I have a toddler. When I started working, my kid was just 5 or 4 years old.
Mm,
So
mm,
I had a toddler, but I get to see, I let her know that this is a job.
mm.
This is just a job. This is not just me doing Facebook and chatting with my friends. This is a
Yeah.
job. And she knows it up until now, like, oh, there's a Camry, mommy is in a meeting. She already knows that. And the great one there, Kenneth, when she started in elementary, I think, and there's a
Mm,
computer subject,
yeah.
she was able to identify the computer parts, the CPU, where's the turn on and off. So I was like, oh, yes, because you told me where to turn it on, where to turn it
Mm,
off, and that's the speaker, this is the monitor. So she was
mm.
able to draw that diagram of a computer. So,
So she
oh,
became
it's,
your assistant.
yeah, sometimes she does that. Like, can you turn the computer on and see what the time is already while I'll
Mm,
do the dinner?
mm,
So that's it. So the very, very will of you.
mm, mm, mm.
But you know what? The question is, you want to distress yourself outside of your home. But the reality is, that's how a mom should be. You
Mm.
know, having crazy kids. Wait until they grow up. They will just, sit down, and they won't even kiss you and say goodbye to you, right?
Yeah.
When they're already grown up. So that's a mom. You just have to
Mm,
know the role of a mom,
mm, mm, mm.
and why you need to be at home, even if you're working. So that's it. Just embrace the fact that that's it. That's how a mom should be. It's crazy. It's
Mm.
stressful, but that's you chose to be a mom. So embrace that part of being crazy. Your house is chaotic. That's all right.
Mm.
That's very understandable.
Yeah, and you mentioned something that like being a mom is crazy with all the crazy routine, the household chores, the work and stuff like that. But I always put it across to those who say, "Oh, how is it possible? It's impossible for me." And I'll ask them, for you to work in a corporate is already very crazy. right?
Yes.
It's as crazy. But the worst thing first is you are not in control. It's like
Mm.
all the bad things that happen, you are not in control because your time is your boss's time, your time is your company's time, and your time is always being in a way slave, and you cannot do anything. You cannot voice out. When you voice out, you fear that you will lose the job. But at home, at least you have the liberty to really say out, like maybe, hey honey, can you help me to do this? Can you help me? I'm in a meeting now, video conference. Can you bring our daughter to, maybe you can play with her, or maybe get her to do her homework and stuff like
Mm.
that. At least you are in control. But when you're in office, if your daughter call you, mommy, are you coming back home? I say, I can't. My boss is. You understand, and
Yes.
that's where a lot of working moms, I see that they're having this guilt of not spending more time with their children, and they cannot attend maybe the parents meeting
Mm.
with the teachers. They cannot attend the performance and all that, and all this guilt start to boil, start to accumulate, and one day they just lose themselves, and they start screaming, scolding at their children because they felt that they are so stretched, because the guilt is killing them, the guilt is dwelling in them, and they cannot do anything about it. But that's where my book Mother Industrialists come in, and I share with mothers that, hey, there's a better way out. There are mothers like you, like
Yeah.
for Rhea, she's a chemist. Like, why would someone leave a job like a chemist and to pursue a online freelancer, or even to work from home? Why? It's because she became a mom. She realized that it's really challenging to work in the corporate, at the same time to be a mom, at the same time to also to take care of the children, to have them with you, to really understand, to have that bonding. It's almost impossible, but there are people who can do it, but majority are struggling because they are not in control. Even they are in control, they are of certain levels in the management. They could be in the senior management, that their time are more flexible. But before you become the senior management, you still have to hustle, you still have to
Yes.
sacrifice the time and all that stuff before you do that. But imagine you're still at a junior position, where most of us are junior position, and if you are a parent, you're a mom, it's going to be a really great struggle. And a lot of us, we only know to exchange time for money, because that's what school train us to be. We become employees, being employed, having a 9 to 5 job, and that is what the corporate world is. But now, as a mom, in the past, most of like my mom, and maybe for a lot of our moms who are for those who are born in the 1980s, a lot of our moms are housewives. They take care of the house, they take care of us financially, mentally, emotionally, everything.
Mm.
But now the role of a mom has to go into the corporate world to work a 9 to 5 job. That is additional, that is taking a lot of their time. They are not able to fulfill the role as a mom, and they find it challenging. And but a lot of our values, a lot of our beliefs are still what our parents used to do. Like our mom is spending the time and stuff like that, but the role of a mom is different now. And to be able to be a full-time mom, I see that in a lot of mompreneurs and mothers who start their business because they want to spend more time with their children, that is possible, because everything is in their control. They're living life on their own terms. Like you mentioned that you could work and you could take a nap. I believe that
Yeah.
ever since you work from home, you fall sick less, unless it's being spread by from your daughter from school. Other than that, you are fine. Your health is much better. Your I would say emotionally, physically, you are much better at the same time, because everything is your control. Because if you are tired, you can always take a rest. But the number one thing is discipline, right?
Yes. And you can eat anytime.
Yeah. And can eat healthy food at the same time, not by the
Yes.
restriction of the food court that is around your surrounding. You can even have more home cooked food. And also something that I've been wondering, and something that you and I, we have shared, because we have been dealing with a lot of mothers working from home, like for me with mompreneurs. So uh, maybe you can share with us, what is the reason why a lot of moms fail from working at home? I know that a lot of mothers want to work from home, but they always always not able to really embrace and also able to work at home successfully because of a few reasons. Maybe you can share with us what are the common reasons that mummies are not able to work from home.
Um, I found some, it's not a research, but I
Mm,
just found it some comments in Facebook, like
mm,
I've already tried looking for a job at home, and it took me 3 to 4 months. I'm still here having nothing. And the question is, have you tried all of your best?
mm.
Like, you have
Hard
to sit
enough.
down all day,
Mm,
find something. It's just like okay, I tried applying for 3 jobs and nobody came back, and that's it. I'll do it another tomorrow. It's not. You have to, if you can do it 24 hours in a
mm,
day, and if you have nothing to do it. Like, find everything you can. Because when you go outside, it's just the same. You walk to
yeah.
your house, go to the company, send resume, and you wait until your name is called for an interview. It still take you time, and
Mm,
you it will take you as well your money, because you have to pay for the fare, you have to
yeah.
eat outside, and even just buy a simple water. So you just have, I think, they just lack the will to pursue
Mm,
finding an online job.
yeah.
That's it. Because for me, I can do it. Like, if I don't have any sleep, I will do
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
if I can just find it. So that's me.
Mm,
But I don't know why they're not. I wasn't able to ask them
mm,
why. But
mm-mm.
that's their question on,
Reason. Yeah.
I have been here. Why am I not having any
Mm,
jobs? I have read as well. I've created. So I am not sure why.
mm, yeah.
And other reasons as well, as I I still find it good to work outside, meet my friends. And I was like, hey, you can meet your friends every weekend. Like, hey, can I meet you over coffee on the weekend? You can do it on weekends, or you
Mm,
can do it at night, or any time of the day or of the week. You can just do it. So I am not sure why. If
mm,
you're really committed, you can always find a way.
yeah.
You can
Yeah.
always find a way. Like me in my business, it's hard to earn something
Yeah.
and build something from it. It's hard. But how come I was able to do it?
Mm,
Yeah. So it's just a matter of will.
yeah.
And if you really want to chase that dream, you have to chase that dream.
Yeah, I agree with you on the willpower, and what I've realized along in the past 10 years, because in the past 10 years I've been working with mothers who start a business, and
Wow.
I realized that they have okay, in my book I wrote this. I call it the 12 attributes of a mompreneur, that what I see in them, and I find that it's fascinating, and that's where I guess I could share it here with a lot of mothers who are watching, who are listening. And yeah, I'm trying to find it, because like you mentioned, the commitment. All I can say
Mm.
that a lot of them who are not successful, because they are very comfortable in the comfort zone. Because imagine, like, most of us, we are in the education system. A lot of us have formal education for the past 15 years at least, from all the way from
Mhm.
kindergarten, primary school, and a lot of times we have that program in us that we need to find a job, we need to do this, we need to get a 9 to 5 job. These are professions that we have to do. These are already
Ah.
programmed in us. So to find an online job is back to square one. It's like we are a blank piece of paper, but we are so caught up with the past, which we know that the past no longer work for us. Like you mentioned, like being a chemist, even getting a master degree does not really help you to earn more income, because you realize that, hey, there's another world out there on the online world, that you can be an online freelancer, you can be an online project manager, you can work from home. You realize
Yeah.
that. But a lot of a lot of mothers or a lot of people out there, they know there's an online world, but why aren't they moving? Number one thing is fear. Is fear, really,
Mm.
the fear of the unknown. And they do not even want to find out more, because of that fear that is holding them back. And that's why is holding them back into the comfort zone. And scientifically, our brains are programmed in the way to protect us, to bring us away from things we know nothing about it. So I would say for mothers who have that and not moving it is to get more information on the online. Be curious of what is in the online world. Like for you, you took a leap of faith because your friend,
It,
people has done it. People have been there, been through, have achieved, been successful. Like for mine, like why would I write a book about mothers stepping into business? Because I've worked with all these mothers for the past 10 years. I've seen that it worked compared to those who are struggling from a 9 to 5 job. They want to have work-life balance. Can not a lot of them, but for mompreneurs, I see that they have work-life balance. They are much happier and they are able to nurture great kids, I would say, because of the time to understand them, to really understand what are their real interests, rather than they implementing the things that they want. They think that it's good for their daughter. Example, they feel that okay, it's good for them to be learning piano, but if the daughter has no interest, but the daughter has no time to voice it out to them because the mothers are always busy working. Say, "Mommy,
mm,
I'm not interested in piano." No, 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 you must learn piano. But they did not know that their daughter are struggling or they have no interest at all. But they're
yeah.
forcing it down because they have no time to really understand why, what is the real reason. And maybe I can share some of the 12 attributes of mompreneurs that maybe a lot of mothers can see. If let's say you have any of this, you have more of this, maybe you are prepared, you are there. Because the 12 attributes of a mompreneur that I realized after interviewing 15 of them, in fact more than 15 of them in my book, this is what I derive with, is first is staying positive. Like for you, Rhea, you had that positive mindset that everything can be done. And good time management skill. This is very important. A lot of a lot of mothers who tried working from home, they feel that hey, now I have the freedom. I do not need to plan out my schedule. I will just play by ear. I will just do as I feel. But that always fail. what what a lot of mompreneurs share with me that even though you are working for yourself, you are your own boss, you still need your schedule.
Yeah.
You still need a time schedule to plot out like time for children, time for work, time for this, time for husband, and all that stuff. You need to have good time management. Does not mean that when you leave a job, you do not have to have the time management skill. You still need
Mm,
to. Third is compassion. That means like for you, you have that compassion of helping mothers to empower mothers. That's the compassion. And you feel for another mother that is struggling, that is not able to find a job, not able to balance the life, not able to spend more time with your children. That is your compassion. And also, number four is daring to dream and pursue their dreams. Like for you, you have your dreams that you want to pursue and you dare to pursue. That is the
yeah.
number four. Number five is what we talk about a lot in the beginning, which is commitment. You need a lot of commitment, not just onto your work, not just onto your children, also to yourself, that you have to make things work. Like a lot of mompreneurs, why they have that commitment, that desire, because if they fail in the business or they fail in working from home, they are failing their children because they are not able to bring back the income, they are not able to spend time with them. That is that desire that is pushing that commitment. And also number six, which is focus. A lot of time, most of us are not focused because we are taught in the corporate world that we need to multitask, we need to do a lot of things. But in fact, the key thing is our brain can only do three things at one time.
Mm,
So focus is very important. And seven is humility. Eight is honesty. Like it's very important to have honesty in working life, even online, even in anywhere, even with our kids. And also good role model for the children. Like for you, being there, like your getting your children involved in your business, even helping you is being a good role model to tell them that hey, mommy is doing work, building a business not easy, but building this business, I have time with you. So you are showing a good role model for them, which they can be good parents in the future. And number 10 is determination, which is lacking in a lot of mothers who fail in working from online. They, like you mentioned, they do not have the determination to even to go to the extra mile to find the job. they will say, oh, I found three, it's enough already, I cannot work from home, but you only find three. So if let's say your kids are at stake, your kids is being kidnapped by someone and say, hey, Rhea, you need to have 5 job application out by today. If not, your children will be whatever. Then definitely you will do that. You do not have that determination at all. So have that in mind. And number 11 is family first, which is the most important. A lot of them,
Yes.
they work from home, they fail to put their family at priority because family was the first priority when they want to step into entrepreneurship or work from home. But often their work, they got carried away with their work, got carried away with their business, they've forgotten about their family, and family is
Mm.
the thing that pushed them, their why. But when you are drifted from your family, not spending time with your family, that's where a lot of things just went down. And next you will just quit because you want to spend more time with your family members. And that's where they fail. And last but not least, number 12 is loving yourself. Yeah. So this is what I've I worked out through for 10 years and also with all the interviews and all these 12 attributes. Basically, if you have at least half of them, you are ready to be a mompreneur. I would not say it's a guaranteed thing, but at least it increases your chances of that. It's about
Yeah.
the mindset and all these 12 attributes. And also, it's good that we share on this. Like, I hope that you help a lot of mothers what to understand. It's not that they fail because they lack of all these things, and all these things can be learned. Am I right to say that? Like for you, Rhea, like you started as a chemist and now you're project manager. You started your own business. You even being a trainer for a huge home-based mom in Philippines. And I'm really really so proud of you. So
Thanks.
and something that I've always wanted to ask you, like you are my virtual assistant. You have your own business. I believe that you have other tasks on hand. Then you as a mother, and you just mentioned that you need to cook. So how do you manage all that? How do you manage all that? Maybe you can share with a lot of moms who wants to work from home. How do you do that?
So yeah, it's just time management. Like after sending the kids off to school, you have a timeline. You have to always remember what your tasks for the day are. Like if you want to pay the bills, you can do it online. But if not, you should be able to like, okay, 10 to 11, I should be going to the bank, and then 11 to 12, and it should be strictly followed. And then
Mm,
after lunch, you have to take a nap, rest, and then fetch the kids after that one, and then go to work, whatever you have to do in the evening or in the afternoon. So that's
mm,
it. It's just really time management. Just have to be. You should have to follow the time, your
mm.
timeline. You can't just say, "I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow." Like if you have a wedding coming up, if you have a birthday coming up, you can't just say, "Oh, let's move it. I haven't cooked dinner, or there is no gown for the bride." You can't, right? So it's just doing coordination and organization. That's it.
Mm.
Simple as
Yeah,
that. It's hard, but it's simple
it's
as that.
doable,
If
right?
it's very, very doable, Ken.
Yeah, as long as you believe in that, right? Because that is what separates those that have challenges, those who fail from working at home and those who can work from home is the organization skill. So do you think that this kind of skill can be learned?
It can. It's hard, but it can. If
Hmm.
again you have the determination, you have
Hmm.
the will, you will have to study it. Like your mathematics. If I'm not good at math, but I have to pass it, otherwise I will stay in school forever,
So
right?
you'll find ways to pass
You have
and
to
even to make it happen.
precisely. So
Yeah,
that's it.
and like you mentioned that online work also help us in a lot because anything that you want to learn online, you can learn it
I'm just
online.
there.
It's
It's just
there. Like
there.
it's whether you want to find like our Doctor Google will help us to find everything, and our Doctor YouTube will help us to find all the tutorial that we want to learn something. And I believe all is possible. And also you have just shared with us how important it is for a mom to work from home. That it may not be for everyone, but especially for
Mm.
the mothers who are struggling and for the mothers who want to spend more time with your children at the same time you want to make yourself more productive more you want to contribute to the household and that's where you must have what Ria have shared throughout the whole show, which is the desire and the commitment, and also the determination, I believe. And last but not least, time really flies. I guess we really love
Yeah.
to have you. And maybe you can share with us um, there's a tradition which every guest get to post out to the audience and also to the next guest,
Mm.
as a wrap up, which is the question of the day. Now, Rhea, now it's your turn for you to post the question of the day out to the audience and also to the next guest. So, do you have your
All
question
right.
of the day ready?
Yes, I have it. And
Yes. Now, share
it's
it with us.
it's connected with our topic, Kenneth.
Okay.
And we've been asking each other, even if at the start of this conversation that we have. So
Yeah.
my question is, what's stopping you to
Mm.
get started?
That's good. What's
Yeah.
stopping you from getting
Yeah.
started?
Yeah. So we'll be able to see their responses. And I think that will answer our questions for the. We've been
That's-
asking that to
Yeah,
each other.
definitely. I guess this is a very, very good question. And the question of the day posted by Rhea is, what's stopping you from getting started? Be it step into entrepreneurship or even to step to pursue your passion. Yeah, what's
Yeah.
stopping you from getting started? So this question go out to the audience, and for those who are watching and tuning in, listening, do post your comment below in the comment section to share it with us. Me and Rhea will be very happy to see your answer to the question of the day,
Yep.
which is what is stopping you from getting started. Okay, so post your comment below. And last but not least, Rhea, any last advice for the mothers who are sitting on the fence thinking whether they should pursue entrepreneurship or even to pursue their passion? Any last advice for them?
Simple advice. Just have faith and chase your dreams.
Wow, that is simple, short, and sweet. And thanks a lot, Rhea, for sharing this last advice, and also you shared a lot of golden nuggets and the reason why it's important for a mom to work from home, especially for those who can resonate with. Do take action. Do start with something. If you have anything, oh yeah. So Rhea, how can they connect with you if they want to find out more how they can work from home or even to be a project manager and stuff like that? How
Yes,
can
they
they
can
connect with
connect
you?
with me. They can connect with me via Facebook or LinkedIn. Uh, the links on my social media accounts are in the
Mm.
poster that we have
Yep.
for this event. And I think if they can just contact you and ask you if they need me, we'll see from there.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. For those who want to connect with Rhea, I've already included it in the description
Awesome.
of this post. For those who want to reach out to her, you can just contact her directly. She'll be more than happy to help you. And also, thank you everyone for watching, and for those who are listening, thank you for listening at the same time, for making time to really hear what Rhea has shared with us for my show. And once again, thanks Rhea for coming online, for making time, and also to share with us how is it beneficial for a lot of mothers who wants to work from home. So there's a lot of golden nuggets. And once again, Kenneth here signing off with Rhea. Thanks for watching Mother Industrialist live show, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks, Rhea.
Thanks everyone. Thanks, Kenneth.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye Rhea. Bye bye. Thanks.